Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast, episode number 95. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Sky.
And today we're talking about some stuff.
As always.
We are a weekly guitar gear news show. We cover things from builders big and small. Lately, there's been a lot more big builder releases than small. And, it's for pretty obvious reasons. Things have just been getting so expensive that smaller builders can't really afford to put out a whole lot of new products lately.
That's true, though.
Unfortunately.
It just gets a little bit difficult, though.
And we do prefer to cover smaller builders, whether it be guitars, pedals, amps, whatever. But it seems like the larger companies, or the medium to larger companies, are the ones that are putting stuff out right now. And that being said, too, this week, I believe, is when the new round of tariffs are in effect. So I've seen a lot of Canadian pedal builders talking about they can't ship to the U.S. right now. It's just not possible. There's a 50% tariff on top of all goods. So it really just doesn't make any sense to try to ship to the U.S. So it's something to keep an eye on, and we'll provide updates when we find out more if things do change. But that's kind of where we're at with that. So do you want to start with some releases?
Oh, I thought we were going to go there from the beginning.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have any news stories, I don't think. We've got a couple of stories of our own we can tell this week. But
oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Even Peaky's talking.
Yeah, we've got
the cat's
our
right
cat
here
is running around in the room.
Okay.
All right.
You told me it was going to be a quick episode.
All right. Starting off, this is one that was actually announced, I think, last Friday or Saturday, but it didn't really pop off. I didn't see it until like Monday, and I covered it on a daily news short on Monday. But Nobels, they've been doing their mini pedal series over the last year, and they've done they got a modulation. I believe they got a delay, the ODR1 mini. So now they have the Rev-Mini, so reverb. It has 3 modes: spring, hall, and plate. But then there's also features where you can have there's little dip switches on the back. You can have buffered bypass or true bypass. And then you can have a secondary function to press and hold the foot switch. And it has 2 different modes on that. So you can have one that's like a freeze and then one that adds shimmer. So really cool. So you have the 3 basic modes, but then you can add either of those 2 secondary features to whatever mode you're on.
How much?
So I haven't actually seen these for sale in the US yet. But I've seen them listed on different prices from retailers around the world, and it seems like they're going to be $99 US.
Okay.
This is what I'm seeing. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but that seems to be the consensus on this from different, not retailers, but different like news sites.
Okay.
So not sure exactly on the pricing on this one yet. So it's a cool little mini pedal.
I like it though.
Next up, we got a big pedal. So earlier in the week, Death by Audio teased that they were going to be putting out a pedal. Well, not a pedal, something. And then Thursday rolled around, and it's actually a collaboration pedal with Rainger FX. And we cover a lot of Rainger FX releases, and I'd say that between the 2 pedal companies, they're kind of like the mad scientists of the pedal world.
I like what they do, though. I really do.
Yeah. So they came together to make something called Amp Crash. Now, this thing, you could tell it has like a little speaker built in. So it has a speaker and a microphone built in. And it's got some effects as well. So it has controls for depth and time, and then a 3-way selector for reverb, echo, or chorus. And then there's controls over here for DI out, microphone out. There's a microphone gate. And then your master controls are gain and tone. So this thing can be a practice amp. You can connect it to a speaker. You can run it as a pedal. And then, they advertise as like you could use it for studio purposes or as a standalone practice amp or as a power amp that you're running to an 8-ohm minimum speaker.
That is really cool.
So really cool, little experimental tool. And it sounds good. So it's a 3-watt amp. The internal speaker is 2 inches, and then a built-in microphone.
You know how I have like a list of companies that I really just like?
Yeah.
I think I am going to add Death by Audio
It's one of my favorites.
to my list.
Yeah. They're definitely one of my favorites. I was actually looking right now over on. I know I bring it up a lot, but I'm always on Pedal Exchange because
yes, you are.
I'm so sick of reverb. I'm sick of using reverb. And we can talk about Marketplace a little bit if you want to, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. There's some cool Death by Audio stuff over there right now.
Nice.
That's listed. So I don't know. So yeah, this is $395, but you know the components that go into this thing are pretty expensive. So
I like what it does, though.
Yeah. And the demos there's a lot of demos out there already. Get Offset has one. Rainger FX put out I think 2 or 3 videos on it. So it's a really cool pedal.
Okay.
Let's see. So yeah, it's $395. We can jump into something a little cheaper.
Okay.
So Devi Ever FX announced earlier in the week, and this might have been late last week, I can't remember exactly, but announced they were going to be doing plug-in versions of some of their main pedals. So there's the Goddess Zero Core, the Soda Miser Core, the Vintage Fuzzmaster Core, and then the where'd it go? Zero Good. So out of these 4, a lot of Devi Ever pedals are just 2 knobs. And the cool thing about Devi Ever pedals too is this was a design from a long time ago. The company's been around originally as Effector 13 since 2003.
Okay.
So Devi Ever perfected like the layout of the circuit boards at one point where like almost all of their pedals can be done with a single circuit board. You just plug in different components.
So walk me through.
Yes.
For someone like me who doesn't know anything about this.
Yes.
When we talk about like plugins and whatever, what is that?
So it is like it has different options here. So VST, clap, and audio units. Those are different types of plugins for your digital audio workstation on the computer. So it could be Logic, it could be Ableton, Pro Tools, your recording software.
Okay.
So plugins are add-ons that you can use to line up with your, like you can add them to your tracks. So let's say you have...
But this is all digital.
It's all digital.
Gotcha.
So let's say you take something like the Vintage Fuzzmaster. You can add that to your signal chain in, let's say I have Logic, so let's say Logic. You add it to your signal chain, and then you can have a clean recorded guitar signal, but then it allows you to add in the plugin after you've recorded.
So the picture that we're looking at the screen right now, that's just how we will look on your computer.
Yes, so these are how the plugins will look. It'll look like the interface of the pedal, but just where the knobs are. Now, originally these were priced at $35, and they were only available for Windows. Today, she announced that they're doing Windows and Mac now.
Okay.
So available for all devices,
25.
and then lowered the price from 35 to 25. So
okay,
more accessible. They were already pretty accessible at $35 each, but like 25 each. And who knows, maybe at some point we'll see a bundle deal or something, you know, like somebody could pay $100 for all 4 of these right now, but like maybe they'll put out a bundle or more of their effects. That'd be pretty cool to see in the future.
That would be nice.
But these are like some of the, at least 3 of these are like their core pedals, like the Goddess Zero, the Vintage Fuzzmaster, and the Soda Miser. I'm not super familiar with the Zero Good, but there have been so many different Devi Ever designs over the years. And that's actually one of my favorite pedal companies from when I first started playing guitar. They have one called Bit, The Legend of Fuzz.
Okay.
And it's like an 8-bit noise reducer pedal, or not noise reducer, sorry, bit crush kind of fuzz. So it's really cool.
Okay.
So yeah, the $25 each. I think it's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And then moving on to Summer School Electronics. They have the Double Major Dual Overdrive. So again, with the puns that are school related. So I always like seeing when pedal companies put out a 2-in-1 overdrive.
I like that.
It's a very popular style of pedal. So this one is actually 2 Klon Centaur style overdrives in one pedal. So usually you'll see people mix it up. They'll have like a Klon on one side, Tube Screamer on the other, or Blues Breaker and a Tube Screamer, whatever. So this is just 2 Klons in one box. And the controls for either side are gain, volume, tone, and then there's hard clipping and soft clipping. So really cool.
As always, I like the design.
Yeah,
it's like it's fun.
Yeah, no, you're a huge fan of that artwork and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true though, because we talk about like the clone centaur and a lot of people trying to copy, and they came up with designs that are like the same as the original one, and they just had like one little thing to change it up.
You're saying like most companies, like when Behringer did theirs.
Yeah,
it was the exact logo.
It is the exact logo. Yeah. They just changed like one little thing here and there, but here they have like a cool.
Well, it's kind of funny, the artwork here too. If you're only doing the audio version of the podcast, on one side it's a horse body with a human top torso, and then the other one is a horse head on a human body. So
it's like a good play. On the same kind of logo.
Yeah, so I like it. These are $299.99. And also, Summer School Electronics is currently at the Fretboard Summit this weekend.
Nice.
Which I believe today might be the last day for it. It started on Thursday. And that'd be something that eventually, if we could try to make to down the road, a couple years from now or something. For those that are unaware, though, it's like a convention in Chicago.
Okay.
And people refer to it as like the anti-NAMM because it's not a massive like trade show.
Okay.
Or showcase. It's a bunch of smaller brands, and there's some bigger ones there too, but like it's a lot of like acoustic guitar builders or like small boutique guitar builders, pedal companies. People just show up with like crazy inventions and stuff, and just a lot of guitar gear nerds get together and they talk, and then there's like different discussions and stuff, little like symposiums. I think Josh Scott got up and talked this year.
Nice.
They were presenting the premiere of the Electro-Harmonix documentary. So they did the book. I'm sure everyone knows about the book, but there's actually a companion documentary that premiered at the Fretboard Summit.
Oh.
The guys from Dipped in Tone, Rhett Scholl and Zach Royals from Mythos Pedals, along with their producer Addison, who is known from the JHS show back in the day. They were actually doing a live version of their podcast there. So there's a lot of stuff there. It's not just walk around and look at pedals and guitars. It's like a big networking kind of thing.
Nice.
For all these creatives. And, the public can go. It's not just like, hey, only those people are allowed to go. It's anybody can go.
Okay.
I don't know how much the price of admission is, but yeah, it's a cool convention thing. So, yeah, Summer School Electronics, I saw they were there.
Okay. What else did you have?
We're coming up towards the end on big releases that I picked out for the week.
Okay.
Epiphone has released a new Lzzy Hale Explorer. Now, this one is the Lzzy Hale Explorer custom electric guitar in black diamond holographic sparkle. So it's
I'm gonna
a very
go ahead
flashy
and say
guitar.
it so people can hate on me. That's fine. I don't care.
You hate it.
I hate it.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm just gonna come out. I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of that guitar shape.
I like the Explorer. I eventually would like to have an Explorer.
Oh god. I don't like the sparkle on it. No.
Yeah. It's $999 and it's a very flashy, like almost like disco ball kind of flashiness. I think this is like her second or third signature Explorer.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see.
No.
It's got a solid mahogany body with a set mahogany neck. It has a fast slim taper 60C neck profile, shaped for speed and comfort. Has an ebony fretboard with MOP block inlays in 12-inch radius.
Okay.
Matched ProBucker Ignite humbuckers deliver a higher output, clearer take on Epiphone's original ProBucker. Locked tone tunematic bridge and stop bar tailpiece improve tuning stability. Locking Grover Mini Rotomatics for the tuners. You got the hockey stick headstock with her signature on it. Yeah, I know you hate that headstock. I've got that headstock on the Gibson Victory, and I wish they would not have put that headstock on it.
Stick on it.
It's not as bad as the Kramer hockey stick. Anyway, does it come with a case or anything? Hard shell case, nice. So for $1,000, you get a hard shell case. You get some nice humbuckers in it. But you got that finish. So now, if you guys don't watch the show regularly, we've talked about it. We're not really big fans of signature gear around here. It's one thing if you're gonna like a piece of gear and it happens to be a signature model, but I'm just not one to like chase somebody's exact stuff because it's named after somebody. You know, like I'm not into it. But yeah, for me, this one's probably a pass.
There's a lot of things on this that I don't like. I don't like the headstock. I don't like the body shape. I don't like the sparkle.
Yeah,
it's just all combined. It's too flashy for me. I pass on that.
Now, I like if it's a Gibson or Epiphone, and we're gonna talk about this in just a second. If it's a Gibson or Epiphone, I really prefer a satin finish. I don't even like a gloss finish on that kind of stuff. That's just me personally. Now, a couple things. I think that's pretty much all we have for like big releases.
Wait,
we can get
hold
into our
on.
topics next.
You're gonna talk about that guitar?
Yeah, but first I was gonna talk about
because I have my version of the facts.
Okay.
And you have your own version.
We got versions of the facts.
I don't want your version to go over mine. So
now
go ahead.
Okay. So first off, before we talk about the guitar, we should have said this at the beginning of the show. We want to give a thank you to the folks at JHS Pedals.
True.
So they watched an episode. Somebody at JHS.
Someone out there.
They did watch one of our recent episodes where we covered the copper sound pedals.
I just imagine the people listening to the podcast. Thank you. What?
Yeah. So, if you are a regular here on the show, Kat has become like a common theme for Kat that she hates on every JHS release.
It's like a beef.
She doesn't like the artwork. She doesn't like the aesthetic. It's too plain for her. So, a couple weeks back, we did an episode where we covered the Copper Sound Pedals Boost a Drive a Fuzz DIY kit, which is based around a JHS short circuit episode where Josh built a 3-in-1 pedal, and it was a collaborative thing between the two companies, and they put like the short circuit logo and stuff on the pedal. True. And Kat and I both agreed, like as far as anything related to JHS, like that's the coolest looking JHS.
I like it.
Branded pedal, even though it's a Copper Sound pedal, it's not a JHS pedal, but still. So they watched that episode, and then we received an email that was like, "Hey guys, loved the recent episode. What are your shirt sizes? We're gonna send you guys, some shirts." And so,
which, by the way, I'm wearing mine.
Yes. So they sent us two of the same shirt, so I would have been wearing mine too, but we didn't want to be matching for the show. But yeah, they sent us two of those,
I like
and
the
then.
shirt.
Really cool. There's a bunch of snacks in the box. There's a little note. They sent on this like really cool postcard with a bunch of their pedals on it, and it says, "Hey guys, we heard Kat was a big fan of all of our pedals," and they drew a little winky face on there. We love the show and love what you guys are doing over there. Enjoy, JHS team. So we're unpacking the box, and there's some snacks. Like they threw some donuts and some corn nuts, which Kat loves. Corn nuts. I cannot stand the smell of corn nuts. Which I was editing a video the other day, and she comes up behind me and with the corn nuts.
Which, by the way, the fact that they added my favorite snack on it doesn't mean that I love them, but I appreciate it.
So
okay.
They sent over some snacks. There's some candy in there, and then we get to the bottom of the box, and there was a Nauticlon kit in there, and it was just really cool, really thoughtful of them because our son has been involved in the last few mod videos that I've done.
That's true.
He helped me when it came time to refinish a guitar. He helped me. I let him use like a little plastic scraper. I would like heat up the finish, and then he would take a scraper and like scrape the finish off. And then we modded a guitar together that we bought for him. So he's done a lot of projects with us. And then so the Nauticlon kit, we built it together. So there's a little video on our Instagram of that. And then it was the one with the paint splatter finish. So kind of cool. It's not going to go on my board, but it's going to go on a shelf as like, a nice... It was a nice memory. It was a nice memory to build together.
Nice.
It's a good sounding pedal. I typically don't go for the clon sound, but I can tell this does sound good on pretty much every setting. But it's not my main cup of tea for drive. I've kind of settled back with just like a Boss Blues driver as my main overdrive sound. I've come full circle over the years.
I will go ahead and say it though.
Yeah.
I think this, like, if you know, like, people out there knows that I'm always talking crap about JHS. That is not a secret.
Yeah. And it's not that you have anything against them as a company or anything, or them as people. No, it's a
design that I don't like.
Yeah,
anyway.
You're very specific with the pedals that you like.
Yeah, and I always tell my truth. I don't like to tell lies when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
However, I will go ahead and say it though. This specific pedal, which when we talk about it, I remember clearly I say I don't like. But now, no.
Well, because you don't like the 3 Series either because they're plain.
I don't like. However, when you were building that with Ty, and Ty say like, "Oh, I love it,"
you know, I think picture of him holding it up, and he
loves it. If you have a kid or a nephew, whatever, you know, this is a really nice project to work as a family.
Yeah,
you know, so. It is nice. I will say that.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see you and Ty building it together.
Yeah.
So it kind of, I will say, it made me change my mind about the pedal. Well, know if you get it by yourself, but as a little project with your family, I think it's really nice.
And it's the fact that it's like a solderless kit makes it like there's no risk of a child getting burned or anything. It's you just snap stuff together and screw it together. And, you know, because of this and how much fun it was doing it together, you know, we might even do the Not a Dumble kit at some point.
I will say that. I will say really that cool. He will enjoy that a lot. And even I was thinking, if you're a teenager and you're getting started with this whole work with the guitars and whatever.
And you want to work your way up to like.
That would be nice.
What it's going to be like to actually solder a kit. Like you start soft with something like this. And you say, okay, I felt comfortable doing that. Yeah. I'm going to move into, let's say, a copper sound kit. Where you actually do solder the things to yourself.
I would say might be cool. This is a good starting kit.
Yeah.
When either you want to do it with someone because it's a family project, or you're getting started for the first time building something. This is nice to just start learning because what I saw you guys doing, I feel like I will have been able to do it myself. That I don't know anything about pedals. Yeah. So it was easy to assemble.
And it took, even with our son is 3.
Yeah.
I had to hold the little wrenches in place for him.
But
then he would push them around and tighten the things, and then I would just go over one last time to make sure they're fully tight.
Yeah.
But he did most of the project. I had to screw the knobs on. So it was fun to do together.
Nice
he really enjoyed it. He loved seeing that it, like, when we plugged it in, it worked, you know?
So I had to say I changed my mind about it. I have a specific uses for it, but I changed my mind about this one.
Yeah. Now, there's another story to follow up on here, I guess. So
who's gonna talk about
last week
version first?
Last week there was the big argument in the episode where we talked about how you had offered for me to buy a Bigsby for my Gibson Victory. And in exchange, you were getting shoes. Well, okay, that's not how it happened.
Well, that's not equal. The shoes first. Okay.
You got the shoes first, and then you said spend the same amount on something for guitar. And so I ordered a Bigsby. So we did that, and then the shoes took forever to get here.
Oh, I thought he was lying.
They got here 2 days ago.
I thought he was lying.
So, because the shoes were taking forever, we were actually planning on going to...
No. You're already lying about the version. Oh, my God.
You don't even know what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Wednesday, we were going to go out to these outlet malls down off the freeway.
Andrew, I would like to go with my version first.
So, in Chandler, Arizona, there's like a casino. Next to that, there's some outlet malls, or a big outlet mall. And so we were going to get our son some shoes. Because we tried buying some online. They were the wrong size. Not important details. So we were going there to get him some shoes. And then while we're there, I'm like, well, there's a Crocs store here. Like, your shoes haven't come yet. Let's get you some Crocs because you love Crocs.
You are already.
I don't know how I'm messing up the store.
Version
I don't know how it's distorting.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
So we went in there, first we got our son some shoes at another store, and then we went to the Crocs store, and they both got some Crocs. And then I brought it up to her. I was like, hey, we're out here. Do you want to go to Guitar Center? It's right down the street. Now, we went to Guitar Center a couple weeks ago, and we walked around, and it was funny because you're like, if we're going to Guitar Center, you can have an $800 budget.
No, that's not
what
happened.
That's what you said. You said $800 plus or minus 100. That's what you said. Okay, start with yours, and then we'll continue.
No,
tell your version. And
I see how you are working this out.
I don't know how it's working. I don't know how you're working it.
No.
Just you tell it then.
I'm not going to argue with it. Well, you're arguing. We were looking for shoes for tie.
Yeah,
we were looking for shoes for tie, and you offered to walk around. You're like, oh, there's a Crocs store.
Yeah, I mean, we're already there. Let's walk around.
Okay,
like maybe you'll find something you want.
Because that day I called out of work for other reasons that had nothing to do with the shoes.
We did have an emergency at home.
Yes, so I had to call out. Yeah. It was after the emergency was solved that we decided, because I was already out of work, then we might as well buy him the shoes. The day
instead of going on the weekend.
Correct. Yeah. So we went to buy him the shoes.
Yeah.
Now, when we went there, you mentioned the Guitar Center was close by.
Yeah, it was right down the street.
Correct. I say, well, I had the day off. You had the day off. It's really weird for both of us to have the day off.
And we're both about to start we were both about to start the fall semester the following day. We're both in school.
Correct.
So our fall semester was going to start the next day. It's going to be
it's
3 months before we could do anything.
To go and do anything as a family.
Yeah.
So I said, let's go there. So we went in the car. And we are driving to Guitar Center. I don't know what kind of plans he has on his mind. And I say clearly, and I'm going to repeat it before you change it. I say, if you're going to buy something, there is a budget. I will say, looking at the budget right now, the highest, you might be able to go 800. The highest you're going to go 900, but you're not gonna pass that because there's a budget. And I was really clear with that.
On the way there, I had no intention of actually being able to buy anything. No, hold on.
Okay.
There was no expectation of buying anything.
Oh, okay.
We were there a couple weeks ago, and then when you said that there was a budget that I could actually spend something. Budget. I was thinking when we were there a couple weeks ago, they had a speaker cabinet that was the extension cabinet for the Fender bass breaker.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, maybe if they still have that, maybe I'll get that. It's like $225. We walk in, and they did actually have it. But we walk in, we're looking around at different stuff, and then
you started laughing already. This is nothing to laugh about.
There were some decent guitars there. Of course there was a PRS SE DGT used for like $500. It was in kind of rough condition, and it was way heavier than I expected it to be.
I've never
played one, but I picked it up, and I immediately was like, this was the one PRS I'd be interested in, but it's so heavy. So I was like, I'm going to pass on this.
You're going around. It was a little
bit older one. No, I'm just telling the story.
Oh, my God.
It was a little bit older. And then also walking around, this is a Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Right? It's like, what? No, it's an afternoon. It's like maybe 1 o'clock. Right?
It was like 12, but
okay, 12, 1 o'clock, whatever. So there's only a couple other customers in the store, and it was nice to see again. A couple weeks ago, we talked about this on the show, but it was nice to see again. There were a couple like younger adult, teenage kids, whatever, just sitting at the pedal station playing. And
that was nice.
And they were trying out different guitars. So we're walking around, and there was a Gibson Les Paul. And,
what kind of Gibson?
Well, actually, they had several different Gibson Les Pauls. But
don't laugh,
in the lower price.
No.
There were some used ones that were really rough. There was one where with the strings fully open, not fretting anything, they were catching on like the second fret. So like the neck was like tweaked on that thing, and it was $800. I wasn't gonna even try with that. There was an SG that was $1,000 that somebody threw a Bigsby on. And the brake angle on it was really messed up. So I was like, I'm not going to get that. Anyway, we come across this Gibson Les Paul Studio Faded.
No.
They had it in two colors. They had ebony and they had cherry. And I really liked them both because they have satin finishes. And we just talked about that a little bit ago in the show. But they were $1,399, so $1,400. And I just wanted to feel them, play them for a second. And
oh my god,
I pick up the ebony one, and there's all these dings and scratches and missing chunks of finish. And these are brand new guitars listed for brand new prices. So I put that one down. I pick up the cherry one. It's in better condition, but there are some surface level scratching from people like picking, and then a couple small dings in the finish on the sides. Now, the cool thing about Guitar Center, I want to go into this tangent a little bit. The cool thing about Guitar Center in the last couple of years, unlocking the expensive guitars,
that's nice,
and bringing some of them from the top down, makes it accessible for like these teenage kids.
I love to see those
to get
kids
to try out some like good guitars instead of just just Epiphones, just Squires, just lower level like Ibanez Geos and stuff. Like there was a good opportunity for them to play good guitars.
Oh yeah.
The downside of that for Guitar Center is that those nicer guitars, like this $1,400 Les Paul, both of them that they had on the floor were beat up. They were not in perfect condition for being a brand new guitar. They looked like used guitars.
For being 1,400. Yeah.
Well, I would say the cherry one was in way better condition than the black one. The cherry one looked like it just had some light use. And like I said, there's a couple small dings in the finish that are barely noticeable. But having watched Phil McKnight so much, and see how he manages to walk into a Guitar Center, identify some issues with the guitar or whatever, or like find a way to work out a deal to not pay full price. And now I know a lot of people are going to say in the comments like, oh, I never pay full price for a guitar. Well, I just always have. When it's a brand new guitar, I never try to haggle. I've never felt comfortable doing so. But we went in there, and it's funny because I was just playing, holding it, looking at it, and you were like, oh, and I didn't say I wanted to get this.
No, I knew it.
I did want it. I did want it. I even said to you, I was like, oh, it's too bad it's over the budget by several $100s. And you were like, if you're going to get this, something about, I don't know, I owe you more Crocs or something.
No, you see, you're changing the reality here.
I don't know what you said.
Yeah. If you're getting this, Merry Christmas, because there's nothing else.
Okay. So
forget about it.
So
that's what I said.
And again, this is like our last big outing essentially for the year. Like we're not doing anything.
I know
the rest
that's
of the
not
year.
true, but that's
no.
fine.
I mean, like we're not going anywhere.
Oh, but there's gonna be more guitars and pedals. That's just the reality.
So you say that I can get this guitar, but I said, wait a second. Only way I'm going to get this guitar is if they have a brand new in box, or they're going to discount this one. So we take it up to the front.
Okay.
And then we're talking to the guy, and I said, hey, do you have another one in the box? Both of them that you have on the floor, both a little beat up, and I'd rather just buy a brand new one in the box. And I said this to the guy hoping that like he would say they don't have another one, so I could be like, well, can you discount this? But then he's looking in the system and says, oh, right now every store in the Valley just has one of this guitar in stock, but our warehouse has 24 of them. If you don't mind waiting 3 days. Now we just said we can't make it back.
Because that was the only day we actually had off.
So I was about to ask him, and he said, what I can do, I didn't even ask. He said, what I can do is I can get you probably 10% off, and I'll knock a couple $100s off this thing. And it comes with the case. It's a soft case. But he's like, I can get you a couple $100s off. And we're also getting other stuff. So our son was getting an automaton. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little, I'll show a picture of it on the screen. He was getting that. I was going to get a set of strings for it.
Sure, and we got the sticks.
Yeah, he got some Crayola Zildjian drumsticks. That was pretty cool. It's a pack of like 6.
That was nice.
And it came with a little practice pad.
Yeah.
So he was getting those.
True.
Kat found like a tote bag that she
I was getting a tote bag.
So we're getting some other stuff, and he said, as he's like ringing up the transaction and stuff and like preparing to go grab the case from the back, he's like, you know what I could do is like I'll get my manager's approval. He's like, I'll probably discount the entire transaction 10%. And so we're like, oh, okay, cool. That's amazing. So he goes back to the back, he gets the case, he makes sure to get all the manager approval, and then the manager comes up to sign off on the thing on the computer. and they're both joking about how like, oh, we're both Les Paul guys. So they wanted to make sure this deal happened because they love seeing somebody buy a Les Paul.
Okay.
So they gave us 10% off on the guitar.
However,
yes.
I will, because you're talking like, oh my God, everything is so wonderful.
Well,
there it comes the selling point. He goes, well, man, like all give some, there's something.
They're all prone to that neck break.
Yeah. So I will say, it will be really good for you to get an insurance on this thing.
Well, it's not the insurance, it's the protection plan.
It's a protection plan.
It's actually a good deal because if it breaks within if the headstock breaks in the first year, well, if anything breaks on it, but it's typically the headstock. If the headstock breaks in the first year, they will flat out just replace the guitar. Now,
how much was it?
The protection plan was like $149. That you can also extend it, I guess, anytime during that year for the next 3 years. So essentially, for like, if you pay for the full thing, like for 4 years, you can break the head off this thing and no questions asked, they'll replace it. Now, here's the deal. They gave us that 10% off. So before taxes, before the protection plan, this $1,400 Les Paul was actually like $1,250. Then, however, what?
Well, after the protection
after all that, it was still cheaper than it would have been paying full price with taxes. So we got that. They gave us 10% off on all the other stuff, and then he threw in the strings for free.
Oh no shit! Oh wow! Thank you.
He was like, every Gibson needs to come with a set of strings. Come on, I'll just throw these in. And I was like, okay. I will say this is the absolute best customer service I've ever had at any Guitar Center in my life. The last time we went in there, great customer service. When I bought a Les Paul a year ago, great customer service. Which I ended up not bonding with that Les Paul. It was a tribute. And I bought that one used for, it was like $1,000.
The way you talk about, I ended up no bonding.
Well, that's what a lot of people say. It had a maple, the neck was maple, which is weird instead of mahogany. So let's just show you guys the guitar real quick.
Wait, how much did you end up spending?
It was like $1,500 altogether.
Of course, it was $1,500
for everything we bought.
Don't just go over that. No, it was $1,500 that you ended up spending.
Yes. So I still owe Kat like another tattoo. So, and also, that's another thing I'm going to talk about before we get out of here, but let's show off the guitar a little bit.
Go ahead. Might as well show her.
So, I'm going to try not to break the headstock off right now.
Well, you better use that protection plan.
All right. So, let me do the Phil McKnight,
Okay.
That's how Phil McKnight does all his thumbnails for the Know Your Gear podcast. He just looks at the guitar from the side. I think it's a great way to do a thumbnail.
You love him.
I hate the clickbait thumbnails.
Just go live with him.
Last week's episode we did a clickbait thumbnail because we just thought it'd be funny. But anyway, so the Gibson Les Paul Gibson Les Paul Studio Faded. This is a Guitar Center exclusive. It turns out it came out this year. So it's got the satin finish. I believe the pickups are Pro Buckers. Burst Buckers. The Burst Bucker Pros. Way better than the 490T, 490R pickup set that you would usually get in like a lower end Les Paul. It has a fast slim taper neck. It's rosewood fingerboard, but it's pretty dry. It's going to need to be oiled when I change those strings. What I didn't know until after we got it home is you have push-pull coil splits. Not coil splits, coil taps. I would have preferred coil splits. But you have coil taps for the pickups.
Okay.
Satin nitro finish. You do actually have binding. For it being a studio, they actually have binding. It's not completely stripped down like most studios. And it sounds great. And I think you even said that yourself. Did I hit you?
And she hits me.
Anyway. Sorry. Anyway.
Like I already told me her.
Oops.
She goes ahead and knock me down.
You're calling the guitar a she?
Oh, that's a she.
Okay.
You're spending how much money on her?
Anyway.
Monica.
So it's a you're naming the guitar Monica?
Monica.
Anyway. So it's a Guitar Center exclusive. I didn't know anything about these. The only person I could find that did a review of this is Trogley, which there's love or hate for Trogly on his guitar channel, on his YouTube channel. So he did a review of it, but I can't find a whole lot of people talking about it. And I think it's great. I think it's a great guitar. Even for $1,400, I think it's a great guitar, brand new. It is. But discounted, even better. Now, that being said, I would like to sell a couple guitars. But we just had a bad experience with Facebook Marketplace, and I don't want to go into the details on that. I did a video on our Instagram account talking about that. But essentially, this person was being kind of sketchy in the communication over a trade, and they wanted to like meet in the middle of the desert. And I was like, nope. And it just kind of turned me off to Facebook Marketplace, which already I wasn't a big fan of, but I've had some good deals here and there on there. So I don't know. I don't know how to go about this, but I do want to sell a couple guitars still.
Oh my God.
But
you were just saying that you were not going to sell your guitars.
But
you changed your mind so much.
I don't want to sell them because it was sketchy on Facebook Marketplace, but it's like I don't know where else to sell them because I could take them to a music store and they'll offer more in trade, but I don't really want anything right now. I'm good.
That's what you said before you say Guitar Center.
Well,
and yet there's minus 1,500.
Well, the thing is, I really thought when you gave me a budget, I was like, maybe I'll get that speaker cabinet. Even though I don't need I don't need the speaker cabinet, but I thought, it matches the amp. It would just be cool to have a little bit more volume out of it. But yeah, so anyway, Facebook Marketplace, I'm kind of sketched away from that. I don't use Craigslist at all anymore. It's been years since I used Craigslist. And I don't want to put guitars on reverb.com and ship guitar. I don't want to ship guitars. I just don't want to do it. It's expensive. And anything could go wrong. But yeah, there's a couple guitars back there I wouldn't mind selling to just clear out some space.
But I will say though, and I told you this, the guitars that I have bought for you, like with my money as a gift, like I will say it though, like I made research, I put time into it. I don't want you to sell those. Yeah, I told you that. And you can sell the ones that you bought, but the ones that I bought, no.
And then I did have a few months back, I had an issue with the jazz bass that you bought me. It's a Squier Classic Vibe jazz bass. It's a wonderful bass. But I've been having issues with it the last couple months because I had a string break on. I had flat wounds on it. And I had a string break. And which is crazy. I think it's the first ever time I've ever broke a bass string. And at the time, I was like, I don't want to spend the 50-something bucks on a new set of flat wounds. So I just put round wounds on, like cheap Ernie Ball round wound strings on there. And I've just hated it. I hated it for months. It didn't feel good because the last couple basses I've had all had flat wounds. And so, the camera is bouncing around because the cat is on the table. Sorry, everybody. So yeah, I put new flat wounds on that a couple weeks ago, and it's perfect again. But yeah, I feel like I have too much gear. Like I've got that baritone, it's great, but like I haven't written anything really with the baritone. I don't have enough time to like record, and it's just too many guitars. Okay. I say that as we just got a new guitar.
No, you do that all the time.
But I don't even, now that I have the Gibson Victory, and it has the coil splits, it does a really good single coil sound. I don't even think I want my Strats anymore. Like, I don't feel the need for them.
Anyway, you guys, we will talk about it more and more.
Yeah, so anyway, that being said, I owe Kat some tattoos or some more Crocs. I think we're running out of Crocs that she likes.
Oh, dude, but for 1,500.
Yeah.
Oh, you owe me a lot at this point in time.
So I'm sure next time you guys watch an episode, if you're watching the video version, Kat will probably have a bunch of new tattoos and stuff.
Oh, probably no.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I don't have much else.
Then just say goodbye.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Talk to you guys next week.
And bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, wait, there's one more thing.
Oh,
before you guys go, we do have, and I don't have them ready to go. We ordered some samples, but we have 2 new T-shirt designs coming on our little merch store. They are going to be getting rid of the little banner, I guess, on YouTube underneath the videos that show the shop, but we'll still have links to it on our page. But we have a new logo shirt that matches our new logo.
True.
And then one that is Generative AI is not art. So if you guys want to pick one of those up, we priced them lower than our regular shirts. It's only going to be $15 instead of $20. So if you guys want to jump on those, we'd really appreciate it. It'd help us out on the show to recover from that $1,500.
That was your own fault.
So that being said, the cat is bouncing the camera stand around, so we're going to just get out of here.
Bye.
All right, bye.